So hello everyone, welcome back. It's time to proceed to problem number 2 on page number 118. It is a bit theoretical question. It says in one sentence justify Earnshaw's theorem. It says a charged particle cannot be held in a stable equilibrium by electrostatic forces alone. And let me Okay, as an example, consider the cubical arrangement. All right, for here a cubical arrangement is given. He's saying that Earnshaw's theorem says that a charged particle cannot be held in a stable equilibrium only due to electrostatic forces. Some other forces must be there due to which these charged particles are at stable equilibrium. Suppose you are given a cubical box, and here we have 1 2 3 4 8 charges at its corners. All right, so how they are at stable equilibrium, how they are at rest? There should be something other force that is making them stable. So we need to calculate the other force, or where is the leak, or where is the leak in that force that goes away and they become stable. So as we know that uh, from stable equilibrium says that double derivative of anything or a force is must be equal to 0, or stable equilibrium says that if we displace that object, then it retraces its path and come to its original position. That is called as stable equilibrium. But here, if suppose you displace this charge q a little bit, then this configuration will be disturbed and the whole system will collapse. Then the cube will collapse because the charges they are not stable. All right, there must be something else that is making them stable. How they are stable? Because in stable equilibrium, if I'll displace anything, then it should come to its original position, but they are not coming. Uh, they'll collapse. All right, so there must be some other force or other leak in the cube that is making them electrostatic. So the other leak that was found, or that is assumed till now, is that from every face some charge is leaking through the cube. All right, so if you will displace or make them a bit right or left, then they'll come to its original position just because of that leak. All right, so that is why a charged particle cannot be held in a stable equilibrium just by electrostatic forces alone. There is a leak also. That leak is from the face of that cubical box. All right, so that is the explanation for this problem. It was a bit theoretical. You must remember the Laplace formula also, which says del cross V is equal to 0. It also states for stable equilibrium. All right, but here the only stable equilibrium is only possible if the electrostatic forces and the leak comes into process. If the leak is not into process, then the object or then the figure will collapse. All right, now let us go to problem number 3, which says we need to find the general solution to Laplace equation in spherical coordinates for the case where v depends only on r. All right, v is depending only on r and in spherical, and we need to do it in cylindrical coordinates as well. V depends only on s. So this is problem number 3. We know that for Laplace equation, del square v is equal to 0, and del square of anything, suppose v, can be written as h1 h2 h3. I'm for spherical coordinates we are talking here. All right, and h d of dv upon r, here we are writing e1 or h1 or anything. So here it will come h2 into h3. All right, and it is only depending on r, that's why we are not writing other terms for theta and everything. For spherical coordinates, h1 is 1, h2 is r, and h3 is r sine theta. We know it from our previous videos and from our general knowledge, physics knowledge, mathematical physics we have taught, or in electrostatics we have taught this. So h1 is r square sine theta and dv upon dr, and one derivative will also come here, sorry. D of dr h2 h3 dv of dr, it will come. All right, here one I forgot to place it. All right, so d of dr into what is h2, it is r square sine theta, it will become, and dv of dr. All right, so theta, it as v is only dependent on r, that is why we are writing here theta. So 1 by r square d upon dr of r square dv upon dr, it is equal to 0 as per Laplace equation. All right, del square v. So it goes to 0 and r square dv upon dr becomes, on integrating here, becomes a constant c, suppose, and it now it becomes dv is equal to dr upon r square c. On integrating we get v upon minus 1 upon minus c upon r raised to power minus 2 plus 1, yes, and plus another constant, suppose a. So this will be the general solution for Laplace equation when we are talking in spherical coordinates. Now simply for cylindrical coordinates cc, the formula will be same, only the change will be of h1, h2 and h3. So del square v can be written as h for, let me clear, for cylindrical coordinates h1 is 1, h2 is s, and s3 is 1 s1. So here it is given that v is dependent on s, that is why I am writing s. Most generally I write r. All right, so h1 is 1, h2 is s, and s3 is also 1. So d by ds of h2 is s and dv by ds is equal to 0 on putting the in the formula simply. All right, 1 by s goes to 0, d by ds on integrating we get s into dv into ds is equal to some constant k, and dv up into k upon s into ds. Simply again integrating we get v into ln s into k plus d. So this will be the general solution for cylindrical coordinates, and this will be the general solution for spherical coordinates. So that's all for this video. See you in next video with the next problem. Thank you.